I have a sticker here that was handed to me earlier in this hearing that says no on CEMEX, but I want to tell you that I'm not opposed to CEMEX, the corporation. I'm not even opposed to sand and gravel extraction. But I want to tell you a little bit more about what I'm for and what you have the opportunity to be for today. And what I am for is appropriate regulation of extractive industries. I am for protecting the San Joaquin River. I am for creating a better environment for our community to live in with parks and open spaces and trails that all of us can enjoy. Now, over the last 100 years, we have extracted as a people a huge amount of resources from the San Joaquin River. A friend of mine named Dave Encinas, who is an engineer with the Department of Water Resources, has given a presentation on this. He's done a lot of work calculating the size of the sand and gravel pits along the San Joaquin River as part of his work with the San Joaquin River Restoration Program. And he's given a presentation to the San Joaquin River Conservancy where he used this illustration that we have mined so much aggregate from the San Joaquin River that we could actually build a 2-lane highway all the way around the world just with the aggregate from the San Joaquin River. I don't know about you, but I find that rather awe-inspiring. We have taken a lot from this river. When are we going to start giving back to the river instead? One of the people that I admire most in the world is the late Jack Bogle, who founded the Vanguard Group. And one of his books is called Enough. And it comes from a story of him being at a party with Kurt Vonnegut, and they're listening to somebody, a billionaire, somebody in the room that's talking about always wanting more, more, more. And what Kurt Vonnegut turns around and says, well, I have something that that man is never going to have. I have enough. So I just want to encourage you to say, we have taken enough from the San Joaquin River. There are other places to mine for sand and gravel that are less sensitive, that are less environmentally sensitive, that have less benefits that could be produced for our community. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a longtime listener, first-time caller. First time here. I really appreciate the opportunity to be before you today. I'm only here as a council member for my district. That's my only capacity. I don't represent the administration. I don't represent that position. And I'm not here to insult anyone. It's not my style. You all know me. We don't always agree on things, and that's okay. But I've been lucky to work with Supervisors Pacheco and Brandow because their districts encompass my district. We rely heavily on the services you provide, and our residents are your residents. So with that, I'm going to comment on the CEMEX issue. I do think the city of Fresno has very reasonable concerns, especially with the use of Friant. It's incumbent upon us, especially with Measure C not having been renewed. I mean, there's still time, we'll see what happens, but we're going to be looking to see who uses our roads, and we have a responsibility to our taxpayers to make sure everyone's paying their fair share. So we'll see what happens there. But I do believe that when it comes to when to have that conversation, it's when we have the new revised EIR, and that is coming up fairly soon from my understanding. So that's where I'm at. I think the debate is healthy and we're going to have it soon. I'm just concerned about doing it right now because of the potential cost to our overall community. Let me tell you what I'm for. I'm for housing people can afford. It doesn't matter if it's government subsidized housing at $400,000 a unit, or it's housing that the middle, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home that people can afford. The aggregate's the same. It's not one aggregate or another. And when we have to start importing, when we create a monopoly by having one provider instead of two, or we're importing aggregate, that's going to hurt our overall economy. And what I don't want, and this is the biggest point for me and why I'm here, I do not want the EIR process weaponized. We've been experiencing enough of that in California. It's one of the reasons why we're in a housing crisis. It has killed jobs after jobs after jobs. And this is not healthy, and I think I'm not asking you to just give them a blank check. It's just let's keep things going until we have this new EIR and we can have a healthy debate. Because there are lots of impacts this will have. And I know that there are a lot of voices out there, but for me, it's not just the construction industry, it's labor too. You have the Teamsters that are relying on these jobs. These are jobs that create upward mobility for folks. You've heard Wyatt from operating engineers. I ask that you allow that to be a part of your decision-making process when deciding whether or not to extend the permit. That would be very beneficial. Last thing I want to say, and this is for the folks at CEMEX. I've never engaged with them, but my advice would be, please engage with the city. I mean today, call the city manager, call the city attorney, set something up, because I firmly believe whether or not the city's right or wrong in their legal analysis, that's not even what I'm here to debate. When it gets to the court system, it costs everyone more money and it buys time and it costs time. A way to mitigate that would be to meet with the city, understand that we have a fiduciary responsibility to our residents, hear us out, let's see if we can work something out. Thank you very much.